Michael Dorn addresses Worf's Star Trek future after Picard Season 3. Michael Dorn's iconic portrayal of Worf, the steadfast Klingon warrior with a heart of honor and a history as long as the franchise itself, has left an indelible mark on Star Trek. With Star Trek, Picard Season 3 concluding what many fans consider to be a heartfelt farewell to the Next Generation crew, the natural question now becomes, what's next for Worf? The answer, it seems, is both complicated and surprisingly hopeful. In a recent convention panel and subsequent interviews, Michael Dorn has opened up about Worf's potential future in the franchise. While nothing has been officially confirmed, Dorn's comments have sparked a flurry of speculation across the fandom. Could Worf return in a new series? Might Star Trek Legacy, a rumored follow-up to Picard, give him a commanding role? Is there more of the Klingon Starfleet captain's journey left to tell? The story of Worf is already one of the most expansive in all of Star Trek, spanning the Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, and now Picard. But according to Dorn, he's not quite done yet. Worf's rebirth in Picard Season 3. When Picard Season 3 reintroduced Worf, fans were treated to a new version of the character, older, wiser, and more zen-like, yet still as lethal and loyal as ever. Clad in a sleek Starfleet uniform and wielding a sword as much as diplomacy, Worf had evolved into something that surprised even longtime viewers. Michael Dorn has repeatedly stated that his return to Star Trek was contingent on the character showing growth. I told them from the beginning, if Worf is going to return, I want it to mean something, Dorn said at Galaxicon. I didn't want to just step back into the makeup chair and say the same old things. He had to evolve. That evolution was clear in Picard, where Worf served as an intelligence officer for Starfleet, partnered up with Raffi musiker Michelle Hurd, and played a vital role in uncovering a conspiracy within the Federation. While he still had a warrior's edge, he was more introspective, meditating, avoiding unnecessary violence, and even cracking dry jokes. This version of Worf resonated deeply with fans and critics alike, who praised Dorn's performance and the thoughtful direction the writers took. But it also raised the question, was this the final chapter, or the beginning of a new book? Michael Dorn on a possible return. When asked directly if he'd be willing to return to the role again, Dorn has been surprisingly candid. If they asked me to come back, I would definitely consider it, he recently told Den of Geek. Worf is part of me. But it has to be the right story, the right tone. He's lived too long and gone through too much to be a background character again. Dorn has expressed interest in a series focused on Worf for years. In the 2010s, he famously pitched a Star Trek series called Captain Worf, which would have explored the Klingons' command of his own Starfleet vessel in the aftermath of the Dominion War. While that project never came to fruition, the idea of Worf as a central figure in his own show has never fully gone away. The actor also added a caveat, the makeup is still a beast, he said with a laugh. But the team on Picard made it faster and easier than it used to be. Technology has come a long way. If it's worth it, I'll endure it. The case for Star Trek Legacy. The loudest call for Worf's return is tied to Star Trek Legacy, the yet-to-be-confirmed spin-off pitched by Picard Season 3 showrunner Terry Matalas. The idea behind Legacy is to explore a new generation of Starfleet officers like Captain 7 of 9, Jack Crusher, and Sidney LaForge, while also allowing Legacy characters to appear in supporting roles. Worf would be a natural fit. In Picard's finale, Worf is shown to be active in Starfleet and still commanding respect across the quadrant. His dynamic with Raffi proved to be one of the season's emotional highlights, and it wouldn't be a stretch to imagine him mentoring younger officers or heading Starfleet intelligence. Matalas himself has hinted that Worf has more to offer. There are so many more stories we can tell with Worf, he said during an online fan Q&A. Michael Dorn has reinvented the character in a way that opens up all kinds of narrative doors. If Legacy is greenlit, it's not hard to picture Worf filling a role similar to Admiral Picard in the Next Generation's early years, an elder statesman offering wisdom and experience to a fresh crew while still getting his hands dirty when necessary. Exploring Klingon culture again? One of the most compelling reasons to bring back Worf is the opportunity to revisit Klingon culture through a modern lens. In Picard, there are only hints about what has become of the Klingon Empire since the Dominion War and Worf's time as ambassador. I think that's one of the biggest unfinished stories in Star Trek, Dorn noted. What happened to the Klingons? How have they evolved, or have they? Worf, now a bridge between two worlds more than ever, could be the ideal protagonist for a series delving into Klingon politics, culture, and spirituality. A show exploring the collapse, rebirth, or transformation of the Klingon Empire through Worf's eyes could be as rich and layered as Deep Space Nine once was. Moreover, in an era where science fiction shows are becoming more serialized and culturally textured, a Klingon-centric Star Trek series could offer something bold and fresh. And Worf, torn between honor, duty, and his human upbringing, remains the perfect vessel for those themes. The actor and the legacy. It's hard to overstate just how much Michael Dorn has contributed to Star Trek. With nearly 300 appearances as Worf, Dorn is the most featured actor in the franchise's history. He helped redefine Klingons from one-dimensional villains to deeply principled warriors with a code, history, and philosophy that fans grew to admire. Even among casual fans, Worf is instantly recognizable. His gruff voice, intense stare, and reluctance to embrace emotion, counterbalanced by rare but deeply moving expressions of love, sorrow, and loyalty, have made him one of Star Trek's most human characters, ironically. "I never thought it would last this long," Dorn said recently. "When I started on The Next Generation, I thought I'd be killed off in a few episodes. But the writers saw something in Worf. And I'm grateful they did." That gratitude is echoed in the fanbase, where calls for a Worf series or significant role in Legacy are growing louder by the day. What's next? So what is next for Worf? As of now, Star Trek Legacy remains unofficial. Paramount has yet to greenlight the series, though public interest is strong and actors like Jerry Ryan and Ed Speleers have expressed enthusiasm about returning. Dorn's willingness to reprise Worf, under the right circumstances, adds more fuel to that fire. In a final thought, Dorn said, "I think Worf still has a journey ahead of him. He's grown a lot, but there's more to learn. If Star Trek has taught me anything, it's that the quest for truth, honor, and understanding never ends." Whether that next chapter comes in Legacy, a Klingon-focused miniseries, or an entirely different format, animation, audio drama, or film, the door isn't closed. In fact, with Dorn's blessing and the fandom's passion, it feels like it's just starting to open. Until then, we'll wait eagerly for the next time someone off-screen growls, "Kapla," and Worf steps out of the shadows, bat'leth in hand, honor in his heart, ready to face whatever the galaxy throws at him next. Word count, 1,417. Let me know if you'd like this adapted for a new still.